I'm not sure what the deal is with that dance, but it's funny to me. It tickles me every time. He's too much. All right. I'm going to just discuss two things, very important things happened today. RFK Jr. announced that he is going to continue to run for the president of the United States, but he is now going to run as an independent, no political party. I was wondering, what was he going to join a party? Was he going to start his own party? And he chose option three, no party, strictly independent, old school. This is going to be good. It does make me wonder how Jesse Ventura is going to fit into all of this, if he's going to fit into all of this. Only time will tell for sure. But it was a great speech. If you have not watched it, you can see it on Team Kennedy. It's everywhere. I have it backed up on my channel. I think it's on this channel. I think too. I'm going to play a couple clips, just some of the main clips from it. And it was very good. I am going to actually play a little clip right now. Let's get right into this sucker. This is from my she's on your channel. Oh, it's the same channel here. Same channel we're on right now. Let's go ahead and play this. About 6 minutes. This explains it all. If I have the mute.
I'm here to declare myself an independent candidate. Hey.
All right, not sure what's going on with the audio there. Okay, let me try it on this one. Let's see if it works here. It's pretty on.
I'm here to declare myself an independent candidate. An independent candidate for president of the United States. That's not all. I'm here to join you in making a new Declaration of Independence for our entire nation. We declare independence from the corporations that have hijacked our government. And we declare independence from Wall Street, from big tech, from big pharma, from big ag, from the military contractors and their lobbyists. And we declare independence from the mercenary media that is here to fortify all of the corporate orthodoxies from their advertisers and to urge us to hate our neighbors and to fear our friends.
Give me a second Independence Day here.
And we declare independence from the cynical elites who betray our hope and who amplify our divisions. And finally, we declare independence from the two political parties. And the corrupt interests that dominate them and the entire rigged system of rancor, of rage, of corruption, of lies that has turned government officials into indentured servants for their corporate bosses. We declare independence from these corrupting powers because they are incompatible with the inalienable rights of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness that the people who sat in that hallway ratified for us in 1776, 1787. Now we can guard life. How can we guard life when the for-profit corporations have captured the public agencies that are supposed to protect us? How can we enjoy liberty when a surveillance state seeks to hide the truth and to quash dissent? And how can we pursue happiness when debt and low wages imprisoned so many of our nation's families. And so I've come here today to declare our independence from the tyranny of corruption, which robs us of affordable lives, our belief in the future, and our respect for each other. But to do that, I must first declare my own independence. Independence from the Democratic Party, and from all other political parties. I haven't made this decision lightly. It's very painful for me to let go of the party of my uncles, my father, my grandfather, and both of my great-grandfathers, Honey Fitzgerald, and Patrick, who was the first Irish Catholic ghetto mayor of Boston, and Patrick Kennedy, who was a ward boss in Boston. Both of them launched our political dynasty over 100 years ago. But my sacrifice is nothing compared to the risk our founding fathers took when they signed the Declaration of Independence 247 years ago. They knew that if their revolution failed, every last one of them would be hanged. They chose to place everything on the line. When John Adams put his pen down after adding his signature to the Declaration, he turned to those present and he said to them, sink or swim, live or die, survive or perish. From this day on, I am with my country. I'm going to make that same pledge to you today, so that I can stand before you, as every leader should stand before you, free of partisan allegiance, free from the backroom deals, servant only to my conscience, to my Creator, and to you. Today we turn a new page in American politics. There have been independent candidates in this country before, but this time it's going to be different because this time the independent is going to win.
All right. It's this time the independent is going to win. Powerful words from a very powerful man, a very popular man, a very noble man, a man who has a book that's coming out tomorrow, by the way. I don't even know if I can mention the name of the book here because I don't want to get my third strike. So I'll just let you know. RFK Jr.'s book is coming out tomorrow. If you do not have it, go get it. I've already pre-ordered the audiobook. It's going to be a great one. You're not going to miss it because it's all about China. Moving right along. Let's go and see. I believe I did have maybe another short little clip I wanted to play. And then I want to go see what Kennedy and Trump are doing around about town. It's always good to see. Oh, this one I should play. It's a little long, so I may save that to the very end. But I will save that till the very end. But this is a good one because he does comment on President Trump, and I always like when he comments on President Trump. Speaking of President Trump, I'm going to play this little fun clip talking about. Remember that quote from Joe Biden?
You know, if he would have gone to the beach, he's got a consultant somewhere. This is the worst consultant in politics that thinks he looks good in a bathing suit, right? No, he spends so much time at the beach. You know, how do you do that? And, you know, I have a much better body than him. But I'm not really sure that I want to expose it with the sun blaring down, the sand, the surf, the wind. It's not a pretty sight. And they make those chairs. They're actually miracles. They weigh like 3 ounces. They're meant for a child to carry, a child or a very old person to carry. Very, very old. I mean, like really old. And they weigh like, ounces, right? He can't lift it. Remember when he said, "I'd like to take him to the back of the barn." And I told him, "I think I could go like this." And he'd go down. No, I think so. I hit a long ball. In golf. I'm good golfer, all that stuff. This guy, I could hit a drive. It would take him 4 shots to catch up to where my drive is. But he used to talk about how he wants to take me to the back. And no, the press never criticized him for that. If I said that about him, they'd say, "How violent. He's bringing violence into the equation." No, these are sick people.
And of course, he's absolutely correct as usual. Whoops. Okay, stop sharing. As usual, he is absolutely correct. So, a lot has happened. A lot is still happening. I really want to go to, well, you know what? I want to read this here. This is from President Trump. He sent an email out October 4th, 2023. I'm going to read a little bit that will be going into my book, Kennedy and Trump. I just finished the 3rd day of my sham trial in New York. For the past 3 days, I sat in a courtroom in the city I grew up in, the city I raised my family in, the city I built a tremendous organization in, the city I loved, and I listened to the Democrats fervently try to destroy everything my family and I have built. So I'm going to try to readjust my mic or my camera here. Lost my cam. It's not the one I want. Sorry. 1 second here. Boom. And boom. All right. That's weird. We're back. I went my entire life. Let me make sure the microphone still stayed the same. It's weird. I usually don't have these problems. Okay. I went my entire life without ever being arrested, and then all of a sudden I ran for president and I got arrested 4 times in 1 year despite committing no crime at all. This is from President Trump that he sent. The city and the country has changed for the worst. Radical left thugs have let crime, vandalism, filth, left-wing extremism, and illegal immigration pollute what was once the greatest city in the world. And that's what they want to do to all of America. And you can see this around many of these states. You see this definitely in San Francisco, Bay Area, Northern California, Oakland. These things have been happening for years, right? Patriot, I'm not running for president for myself. I'm running because I truly believe our country is dying. When I go back to a place like New York and see what's happened, my resolve grows even stronger to save America. 2024 is our final chance to fix the greatest country in history, and I have absolute faith that with your support, we can turn it around and turn it around fast. Very cool. All right. That's all I wanted to share from that. Now let's go around the block and take a look at some of the great things that are happening right after Kennedy's announcement. I mean, it's a big deal. It's a really big deal, him running. I keep saying third party, but just as an independent. He is running as an independent. And I think that is a great thing. Great thing for this country. Now we have the 3-party system. Really, the two-party system with an outsider here named Robert F. Kennedy Jr., who has been on the inside, knows the inside and outside. Let's see what he's got to say here. Let's see. here we go. So I don't know why it always does this. It always goes back to unless those are old things he's posted. Yeah, all right. Well, I'm going to skip that. I'm going to now go here instead. So I think I have to log into Twitter. All right. There we are. So weird. So these are some of the latest things that RFK is posting. He's got a good video here. It's about 2 minutes about the indigenous people. He's getting ready for tomorrow. Can't play that. We see him running up the stairs. That was a good one. Very good one. This is an interesting one too. We're talking about censorship. So I can highlight this a little bit. This is good. This is from October 7th, 2023. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Hillary Clinton commented on CNN suggesting that MAGA supporters need formal deprogramming. Brings to mind re-education camps and communist-style political indoctrination, but there's something about it even more troubling. It is that the partisan divide has widened to the point where one side sees the other as not just wrong in their political opinions, but mentally and morally ill. Once you believe that, anything becomes justified to defeat them. And so we see a more and more vicious, ruthless, and unethical politics that seeks to destroy by any means necessary. And that is contrary to the spirit of democracy. Democracy requires a broad sense of civic inclusion. Democracy is the rule of the people. But if we are at each other's throat, there is no the people. And so now I think what we should do, let's go find that quote. I want to hear that because I haven't really heard it. It's hard to hear Hillary Clinton. So Hillary Clinton, MAGA, deprogramming. Oh, just give me the short version. Okay, I can stomach through.
So, Steve, you just mentioned re-election. There is, of course, a presidential election playing out. And the woman who was defeated by former President Donald Trump in 2016 is speaking out today. But before we get to what she just said, let's go into the Wayback Machine.
Yeah, we don't have that yet.
September 9th, 2016. Do you remember? She called Donald Trump a basket of deplorables.
That's right.
And all of his supporters. And she's at it again.
She is indeed. She was on with Christiane Amanpour last night over on CNN. And she was talking about she was referring to the MAGA extremists out there, the ones who just blindly follow Donald Trump is the way she depicted it. And essentially said that if you are one of those people, you are a member of a cult, and there needs to be a reprogramming. Yeah. Watch this.
So many of those extremists, those MAGA extremists, take their marching orders from Donald Trump, who has no credibility left by any measure. He's only in it for himself. He's now defending himself in civil actions and criminal actions. And when do they break with him? Because at some point, maybe there needs to be a formal deprogramming of the cult members, but something needs to happen.
And how do you do that?
At this point, I think, sadly, he will still likely be the nominee, and we have to defeat him. And we have to defeat those who are the election deniers, as we did in 2020 and 2022. And we have to, just be smarter about how we are trying to empower the right people inside the Republican Party.
Well, the thing is, and it defies all conventional logic, Donald Trump is winning in almost every battleground state and now has the real clear average advantage. And we know about the ABC Washington Post poll, which they're embarrassed by, where he's up by 12. He pulled ahead in Pennsylvania, too. And the problem is the best sales tool for Donald Trump is the policies of Joe Biden. Yeah. And people just go, that guy in the White House is a little volatile, but my life was a lot better when he was in charge.
But do you see the press right there? Do you wonder why the American people have such disdain for him? This was the opportunity to push back
76 million people.
Why are you bashing 50% of the the country. Why are you doing that, Madam Secretary? Didn't this cost you the last election? Instead, she nods her head and shakes her hand in agreement. There's no pushback at all, Carla.
Yeah, she said, how would you go about deprogramming
Yeah.
the country?
Yeah. So she
How did that
agrees.
work out for you last time? So Hillary Clinton also said, one will wreck our democracy, one violates the law on a regular basis, one appeals to the worst in our country's psyche, in our collective psyche, the other gets things done. President Biden has done a fantastic job.
So
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and
No,
most
thanks.
compelling analysis.
I'll pass on that, but thanks for the clip, though. Well. There it is. Isn't that something? All right, let's keep moving on. Just a few more to go. Just want to see what else is going on in the world of Mr. Kennedy. Let's go look at his website. So I think we're going to find, let's go look at the news section. Interviews, news coverage, press events. Those are the four things, the four really good things. And you can see like barely any coverage so far, here and there. Something from NBC News. Let's look at what NBC News has to say about this. If they care. Here we go. NBC News. NBC News reports Robert F. Kennedy Jr. declares his, quote, independence from the Democrat Party, end quote, Monday in Philadelphia, ending his campaign for the Democratic presidential nomination and launching an independent bid that he said aims to heal the political divide, which he portrayed as a fiction and corrupt establishment. I intend to wrest the reins of power from both parties and give it to the American people, he said, comparing Republicans and Democrats to teenagers fighting over the steering wheel of an out-of-control car, but both following a GPS programmed by lobbyists. This hatred we have for each other is orchestrated, Kennedy continued while switching to a medieval metaphor. My job is to unify Americans. Then we are going to go over the castle walls together. There have been anti-establishment candidates before, but none of them who actually understood how to get the job done, he said. This time, the independent is going to win. It's a really bad set of quotes there, missing a lot of things. He made some really good quotes about the GPS. Gonna get rid of the GPS, almost what he said. Should I watch this? I don't know. Kennedy said the time is ripe, citing the growing portions of Americans who tell pollsters they're fed up with both parties. A record 63% say Republicans and Democrats do such a poor job of representing America that a third major party is needed, according to a new Gallup survey. All right, I'm going to take the bait. I'm going to watch this.
Something is stirring us that says it doesn't have to be this way. People stop me everywhere at airports, at hotels, malls, on the street, and they remind me that this country is ready for a history-making change. They are ready to reclaim their freedom, their independence. And that's why I'm here today. I'm here to declare myself an independent candidate. Independent candidate for President of the United States. But that's not all. I'm here to join you in making a new Declaration of Independence for our entire nation. We declare independence from the corporations that have hijacked our government.
We played some of that already, so I think that's good. All right, so let's go back to see if there's anything else. So that was the news coverage. Let's look at anything in the press. Philadelphia. Okay, here is today. Let's see. Oh, cool. Okay, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, October 9th. Today, in front of thousands of supporters on the lawn of Independence Hall, presidential candidate Robert F. Kennedy Jr. made a historic announcement declaring himself an independent candidate for President of the United States. He joined his voice with all the people who are fed up and all the people who are hopeful to make a new declaration of independence for our nation. Today, he declared his independence from the corporations that have hijacked both parties and our government. He declared independence from Wall Street, big tech, big pharma, big ag, agriculture, the military contractors, and their lobbyists who now outnumber members of Congress 20 to 1. Isn't that something? Why isn't that surprising? He declared independence from the cynical elites who betray our hope and amplify our divisions. In his speech, he noted it is painful to leave a party his family helped found, but he had concluded that there was no other choice in order to make a real change for our country. That's powerful. Powerful. He declared independence, quote, from the two political parties and the corrupt interests that dominate them and the entire rigged system of rancor and rage, corruption and lies that has turned government officials into indentured servants of their corporate bosses. If left unchecked, they will commoditize our air, water, food, labor, and children and turn the American dream into desperation and dust. End quote. He declared his independence from these corrupt powers because they are incompatible with the inalienable rights that our original Declaration of Independence invoked in 1776: life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. In his speech, he noted that the independence he is declaring is, quote, more than being independent of the two existing parties. It is also independence from tribal thinking. It is to be free of the reflex of taking sides. Instead of, quote, which side you are on, end quote, it asks, what do you care about? What do your children need? What are your troubles? Who do you love? Because our country is never going to heal if the only formula is for one half of the population to beat the other in pitched battle. Very good. You can go and read the full speech there as well. So that we looked at what was happening in the interviews, in the press coverage, right? I mean, the latest interview, let me just go see. Looks like I may have missed one. Oh, the Prager one. I have not seen the Dennis Prager interview. That looks good. And then we got to see the Bitcoin one. So there's a few other ones, I believe, that are kind of missing. And I have not looked at this one here. We did the border policy one. That was a while ago. But I never got to this one here with Elix Michelson. So I got to get back to that one. Didn't see this one either. So I have missed a few on there as well. So there we go. So we'll see what happens. If this is the full C-SPAN interview, this is kind of where the tide kind of turns. You can kind of see Kennedy is really eyeing another alternative. So, and he was on there on the 12th. I don't know if I saw this one or not. Did I miss this one? I have to watch this one too. A video unavailable. Oh, interesting. Blocked. Huh. Hopefully I have that one backed up. Okay. All right then. Well, we will go back and continue on. So much happening in the world of RFK, but a lot is also happening in the world of who may go down and should go down as one of the greatest presidents of all time, President Donald J. Trump. If somebody is wanted for president, it's probably going to be him. Probably, maybe. Yeah, we'll see, all right? Let's see what the future holds. Let's take a look here. What is happening on Truth Social? There it is. Trump was right about everything. Here's something from August the 17th, 2023. I don't know what that is. I can almost guess. 4 years, 0 wars. Some more of these polls. There was a poll that I did take a snapshot of that I kind of missed because it was one of the only polls. Usually the poll it just includes Trump and Biden. Then there was one that actually included Robert F. Kennedy Jr. So that's really cool to see some of those when they come out. So his name is going to, there it is right here. It's probably this one. 14% right there in the national poll. So when you put him next to Trump and Biden, and that's what we're going to get, RDI. That's where all of this is going. So we'll see what happens. That's a good one. I don't see the link, but it'd be nice to have that actual link. But you can see he's staying in those polls. And when he is included, when RFK Jr. is included in the polls, he does pretty good. I mean, look at that. 34%? Very good stuff. There are some good things. It's probably way, I mean, he posts a lot of stuff from these rallies. So very good. And that may be about all. I want to be careful here. I got to make it till about the 29th before I get one of my strikes removed. So be very careful about what I post here or what I include in this. Those are the two main things. President Trump did a great speech. Today's speech was just another great speech. Don't really have any notes on that yet. I need to go back and document it. He did mention Ted Kennedy in the speech. That was interesting because, I'm always looking for any time Kennedy mentions Trump or Trump mentions Kennedy. So Trump didn't specifically mention RFK Jr., but he did mention Ted Kennedy and how he and Ted Kennedy were friends and how Ted Kennedy had some bad words to say about Joe Biden. So I will be hunting down that clip later on because that was a very good one. So note to self, don't forget to include that one. Don't forget to look for that one because that is a very good clip that I hope to find in the near future. Let me see if there's anything else. Let's go to Donald J. Trump's website. See if there's anything. I think we've got about everything that I wanted to cover. I think that wraps it up here. That's about all I needed to cover during this. I don't know why this isn't. Oh, recent news. There we go. Okay. Yes, Trump has some more speakings coming up. We know RFK Jr. is floating around pretty much everywhere, just about everywhere you can find him. So we'll see what happens. But Trump has a lot more speakings coming up. I think tomorrow he actually has one too. So we'll come back soon and continue on. But till then, God bless you all. I think it was a very good day, a very powerful day. We now know this will not be a two-party run thing. There will be three candidates. There will be a Democrat candidate, a Republican candidate, and the independent candidate. I'm a little disappointed only because I was hoping that RFK would beat Joe Biden, so we wouldn't even have to worry about Joe Biden winning the primary. That looks like that's out of the window. Biden is probably going to win the primary unless somebody steps in. I don't think that's going to happen. I think they're going to try to beef up this war to try to put it in Biden's favor. Somehow they're going to make Biden look really good with this war, and they're going to try to use that to justify why people should vote for Joe Biden in 2024. Just a guess. But that's what I think is going to happen. That's where I think all of this is going. We'll see. Only time will tell. Only God knows for sure. Until then, God bless you all. And hope you have a great night. I'll be back.